Welcome to Fantasy Audiobook. Global Beast Tamer. I, the Eternal Beast Tamer. Chapter 76. What should I do this time? Just speak. Seeing that the situation was not good, Wazian from Zook College looked at Han Yiyang, the team leader from Xuanwu College, and said, "How do I know what to do?" Han Yiyang was also helpless. Who could have predicted that an elf would suddenly run out? But he also envied the person standing on Silver Wolf. With extraordinary strength, he can fight against palace-level ferocious beasts just by relying on Silver's top-level beast masters. He is an absolute genius and has endless potential. Not only was there a beautiful lady beside her who was chatting and laughing happily, but there was also a blonde female elf who was also shy. Hearing what she said, it seemed like he didn't want to leave. What kind of luck is this? To be able to win the love of two stunning beauties. And he is so handsome. This is simply the ideal of all men. If others can have a share, they will be satisfied. But he wants it all. He couldn't help but envy, even be jealous of, such a person. I don't know which young master from a big family is playing in this world. As I said before, he's not in a hurry, and we can't be in a hurry. Han Yiyang said lightly. He doesn't know what to do. All we can do is wait. And from the moment I knew there was that person, then he knew. This was an impossible operation. They are not stupid, so why should they give you an advantage in fighting? Now he just hoped that there would be more than one egg of the sky-splitting eagle in its cave, so that he might be able to find a way to get one. So, he was ready to bleed profusely. It's useless. Look at me, then look at you. Wazian looked at Han Yiyang on the ground with disdain. They are both men, but the difference is so big. He is handsome and has that unique temperament that defies everything. What's more important is that he is super strong. Even when faced with an army of hundreds of thousands of ferocious beasts, his expression remains unchanged. What is a man? This is the man Shi Wazian wants. Not just her. Even the beauties of Suzaku Academy behind her looked at GTN with a hint of admiration in their eyebrows. You must know that they are geniuses from Suzaku Academy. Which one is not a one-of-a-kind beautiful girl? There are countless suitors. But, now they are obsessed with the same person. He is not just a strength to them, but also a sense of security that cannot be replaced. Therefore, they were actually a little jealous of the woman standing next to him. Why not them? It's over, it's completely over now. On the other side, many children of the big family smiled bitterly after seeing the two sides talking to each other. I didn't expect that an orc tribe was unexpectedly killed. It was surprising enough. Now another elf clan appears with a mid-level beast in the palace. Will the dragon clan also come in the next two? They were all prepared and laughed bitterly. What should they do? Don't talk about them. The mid-level collision in the palace was coming towards GTN and the others, even if they hadn't met GTN yet. But the terrifying impact has already made the low-level wolves behind unable to stand. Obviously, once hit by this blow, certain death. GTN's eyes flashed with a hint of coldness. Why are you here to ask for help? They were obviously here to take his life. So now that you're here, there's no need to leave. No, the elf girl Sha panicked. This was the first time she panicked. Didn't you already say it? Why is he still attacking? But, moves that have already been sent cannot be taken back. In an instant, the collision swept hundreds of meters and arrived 100 meters in front of GTN. This distance can almost be regarded as non-existent. Too close. Everyone held their breath. What will he do? Facing the overwhelming mountains pressing down on us, the sky does not change its color. Teleport. Before the words fell, GTN has already appeared in front of Shangda and Shang-Er. A slight smile on the corner of the mouth. GTN mercilessly cut down the 20-meter-long wind blade. Shang-Er was directly torn in half. At this time, everyone had no time to react. Next moment, the magic god pearl has already been obtained by G. And this is not over yet. It seems like everything is ready. The moment GTN snatched the magic god pearl, Xiaoyu Sirius suddenly let out a roar. The already huge body suddenly doubled in size. Not much smaller than those palace-level ferocious beasts. Violent. This is one of the skills that GTN has never used. Absolute Wind Blade, Violent. Wolf King's Pressure, Teleportation. Eat, Call the Moon, Shoot the Moon and Aurora. 7 skills in total. It can be called a luxurious configuration. It would be good for other ferocious beasts to have 5 major skills even at the palace level, but Xiaoyu Sirius already has 7 major skills at the silver level by virtue of his bloodline and qualifications at the supreme level. 0. Please give me flowers 0. And they are all extremely outrageous. Among them, he has used 5 of the skills, keeping the fury and moon shooting aurora obtained by being promoted to silver. Now, he used a skill again. Violent. It is similar to the mad transformation of other ferocious beasts, but it is stronger than the mad transformation. The effect is better. If Berserk can increase the power of a ferocious beast by 30% to 40%, while Berserk can increase it by 200% to 300%. It's just so unreasonable. In the eyes of everyone, Xiaoyu Sirius suddenly turned into a towering beast. Facing the pressure, rushed towards Wanlingshi. Ouch! A loud roar. With a leap, Xiaoyu Sirius flew up and struck hard with its 10-meter-long wolf claws, trampling space and time. Under the huge pressure, the air began to turn into clouds and disperse to both sides. Touch. 2 terrifying attacks collided, exploded instantly. The violent impact caused a large crater dozens of meters deep to appear on the spot. Wanlingshi was pinned down by Xiaoyu Sirius so hard that he couldn't move. Not end yet. Xiaoyu Sirius raised his wolf claw and struck Wanlingshi again. 1 time, twice, 3 times. I don't know how many times it took. Under every heavy blow, Wanlingshi's body sank 10 centimeters underground, and a depression of tens of centimeters appeared on its body. After countless slaps, Wanlingshi's defense has long been broken. Vomiting blood won't stop. When the final blow is struck, Wanlingshi finally couldn't bear it anymore, spewing out a 5-meter blood arrow. The huge head finally fell to the ground unbearably. Bloodshot eyes. It won't believe it until it dies. He was actually beaten to death by a silver-level ferocious beast. If there is a choice, he must not dare to be an enemy of Xiaoyu Sirius and GTN. You will definitely not obey the orders of the elves. But there is no regret in this world. The moment Wanlingshi died, everyone finally came to their senses. But the scene in front of them left them shocked and speechless. How can it be? Is this what one person and one ferocious beast can do? The situation turned around in an instant. In the blink of an eye, change the situation. Power. Chapter 77. In the blink of an eye, everything turns around. There is no resistance at all. The scene was so quiet that you could hear a needle. The palace-level ferocious beasts that were fighting fiercely in the distance also stopped fighting at this moment. They all looked this way. Don't dare to make the slightest sound. Ouch. After killing the enemy, Xiaoyu Sirius roared excitedly. It still likes the feeling of hitting the flesh. It didn't even know how many palms it had clapped. Anyway, it's just comfortable, so forget it. As a result, Wanlingshi under his palm was beaten to death. A dodge. He has returned to his original form. Stand still. GTN has also returned to his body. There is an incomparable tacit understanding between one person and one animal. Ah, Shang-er. At this time, Shang-da realized what he was doing and hurriedly looked at his brother Shang-er, who was split in half and bleeding profusely. Tears streaming down my face. They were twin brothers, but they didn't expect that their brother would pass away first. Why is he so strong? This is not the strength that a peer should have at all. This is comparable to that of a middle priest. The male elf Jarnod is a little confused. Didn't you originally win? Why did the situation change so quickly? Doesn't a battle at the palace level last for several days or even more than 10 days before the winner can be determined? Why did I blink? Did you lose yourself? Wanlingshi, the middle-ranking person in the palace that he relied on, was dead. He was beaten to death. This is so undemigod. FK. The hiding places of the 3 major colleges. I haven't seen anything clearly yet. As a result, the overlord Wanlingshi died. The orc Shang-er, who was holding a gold-level secret treasure, was split in half and died on the spot. The secret treasure changes hands instantly. Why so fast? Even Han Yiyang, the steady team leader of Xuanwu Academy, stood up in shock when he saw this scene. Is he so strong? Who is he? The leader of the White Tiger Academy also looked at GTN seriously. Originally, he never regarded him as a real opponent, and even had some disdain for him. Because he relies on the power of the wolves to gain attention, and he is not worthy of his attention at all. The strong will only believe in their own strength. Now it turns out he was wrong. It's not like they don't have strength. But the strength is too terrifying. And he is not even qualified to fight with it. What a domineering man. Even the fierce Wazian was fascinated by GTN's dazzling achievements at this moment. I want to marry him. No, I want it. And I. A reserve that other women at Suzaku Academy have simply forgotten. If they looked at GTN with admiration before. So after seeing GTN's true strength. So, at this time, they were completely fascinated by GTN. Just like the star-chasing die-hard fan from the previous life. Totally obsessed. Which family is he the legitimate son of? We don't even know. Everyone in the family stood up at this moment and looked at GTN in shock. That is a palace-level ferocious beast. He was actually beaten to death. The group of palace-level ferocious beasts fought fiercely, but they didn't even kill a single one of the same level. But is it just 1 second or 2 seconds here? Died. An intermediate-level ferocious beast. The ferocious beast they dreamed of was vulnerable to him. How much strength does that require? How high a level is required? The top of the palace. This level comes to their minds at this moment. I am afraid that only the highest level in the palace level can kill an intermediate level beast so easily. But he only has top silver. What qualification is this? Nima, is this still a human being? The man with the afro and the tights who was hiding among the people at the city level complained silently. Such strength. Let them take the fruits of other people's victory. Give me a break. They are afraid of being beaten to death. The moment he snatched the magic god pearl, GTN teleported back. He held the two beauties, one man, one elf, who were thrown into the sky by Xiao Yu Sirius in his arms. No way. Let him enjoy the softness of squeezing. When Xiao Yu Sirius returns, he teleported back to the wolf's back before letting the two of them go. It seems that in GTN's view, even after killing Shang-Er and obtaining the magical god pearl, I feel softer and more comfortable. But the pretty girl didn't react at all. When they were still worried about GTN, suddenly he was thrown into the sky. I was so scared that I was almost stunned. Fortunately, GTN came directly to them and hugged them. They are fine. But, when they returned to Xiao Yu Sirius's back, they were truly shocked. Is this his true strength? The two of them were really shocked by GTN again. How much of his strength has yet to be revealed? They feel like they will never be able to see how powerful GTN is. He is always good at creating miracles in desperate situations. 0. Turn the situation around instantly. Now again, let go of the hands holding your children. GTN can smell 2 different fragrances left on his body. It seems to be their body scent. No more memories. GTN walked to the wolf's head step by step. He chuckled and looked at Shangda, who was holding half of his brother's body in pain. He glanced at the frightened male elf again. My heart is also full of pride. Strength. This is strength. If you have strength, you have everything. Maybe I don't have the background of those children from big families. There is no such a strong background. But as long as you continue to enhance your own strength, then you are your greatest foundation. You are the biggest backstage. These people today are no longer in my eyes. I also surpassed my peers early on. Do not forget. At this moment, GTN has just awakened. Only 18 years old. Everyone present is older than him and can call GTN brother. But, the reality is obviously different. Age is not considered here. Just look at the fists. His fists are the hardest. His strength is the strongest. He is the boss. The boss of everyone. The wind blew gently. The afternoon sun shines on GTN's face, making his reflection extremely dazzling. He is the center of attention. But, the magic god bead no longer has enough energy supply, and its effect is gradually weakening. Soon, all the ferocious beasts regained consciousness. The ferocious beasts summoned by the orc tribe with the help of the magic god orb began to cause riots. Even the palace-level overlord who supported the orcs unceremoniously threw these orcs to the ground. Even it understands. The orcs are finished. Gu. A sharp sound that could pierce the eardrums came from the sky. Hear this voice. GTN's expression changed instantly. He immediately teleported to the side of the two women, hugged their slim waists and asked them to lie down. Gu. Another voice came from the clouds. After A figure huge enough to cover the sun fell from the sky at an extremely fast speed. Sky-splitting eagle. It's out. Chapter 78. The shadow that blocks out the sky swoops down. The direction of the dive is exactly where GTN and his friends are. GTN transferred the two women onto the back of a gold-level ferocious beast. What comes next will definitely be thrilling. Even GTN didn't absolutely guarantee their safety to me. The sky-splitting eagle, which was just a small black dot, has now revealed its full appearance. Even if the sun shines on the dark feathers, there is no reflection at all. It is like a black hole that absorbs all the light. The dark eyes reveal the coldness of the top ferocious beast in the grassland. It's as if all the people and beasts below are just his dinner. GTN stands in the sky. Stand shoulder to shoulder with Howling Moon Sirius. Facing the sudden attack from the Sky Overlord, he did not panic at all. There is absolute calmness in the dark pupils. Looking up at the increasingly larger sky-splitting eagle, GTN said in a deep voice. Howling Moon Sirius. Infinite Wind Blade. There is no doubt, even though they only have one chance. But Xiaoyu Sirius immediately carried out GTN's order. Looked up. One after another, the wind blades went up against the sky and went straight towards Lai celestial body. 08 Road. 10 Ways. Momochi. 1000 Roads. The densely packed wind blades form a big net, and you want to let people in the open fall into the net. GU. Just before the sky-splitting eagle was about to encounter the wind blade net, it spread its wings fiercely and tilted its body toward its side. Brushing the edge of the wind blade, it crossed over. Then, without slowing down at all, the sky-splitting eagle opened its bloody mouth in the direction of the orcs. No, do not want. The orcs who had no time to escape were directly devoured by the sky-splitting eagle. But it's not over yet. After taking a sip, the sky-splitting eagle swallowed the orcs and thousands of ferocious beasts into its stomach. Then it glanced at the wolves with cold eyes. But he glanced at Xiaoyu Yinlang and GTN with some fear. Then it devours other ferocious beasts that were frightened and fell down. Thousands of ferocious beasts were devoured. Even the howl of the ferocious beast could not stop the ruthless devouring of the sky-splitting eagle. Soon, 1/3 of the ferocious beast brought by the magic god pearl was devoured. Does it want to be strangled to death? People from the 3 major colleges in the distance saw that the sky-splitting eagle had swallowed nearly 50,000 ferocious beasts, and they couldn't help but ask. People who eat too much will feel full. The same goes for ferocious beasts. You may even be starved to death if you eat too much. The sky-splitting eagle is now much fatter than when it flew down. They can't understand. Why did the sky-splitting eagle suddenly gobble up ferocious beasts like crazy at this time? Wrong. Han Yiyang reacted fiercely and exclaimed in disbelief. What's wrong? Do you know why? The people around him immediately looked at him. They haven't thought about it yet. He is here to evolve. Han Yiyang slowly expressed his guess. He was also shocked by his own thoughts. According to the practice of the ferocious beast world, after a ferocious beast gives birth to a child, it often drops a level. Then it takes a long time to rest and recover. But how could the sky-splitting eagle not be downgraded but evolve again? This is so un-demigod. And GTN was also a little confused. What is going on? When he focused his attention on the sky-splitting Diao, a detailed data appeared in front of his eyes. Open black lens bracket name close black lens bracket, split sky eagle. Strength, advanced in the palace, top in the palace evolving. Qualification, top of the hall. Open black lens bracket bloodline close black lens bracket, none. Attribute, wind system, bird system, swallowing system. Skills, devour, meteor, speed, 10,000 sword blades, sky breaking slash. It turns out that it is about to evolve. GTN saw the data of the sky-splitting eagle and knew what it wanted to do. But, GTN thought about it, but still didn't stop it. He wants it to complete its evolution from high level to top level. No, don't eat me. A shrill cry broke the calm at this time. GTN looked towards the sound. It turned out to be him. That male elf. Maybe it's because he hesitates to get close to the orcs. He turned out to be the belly of the sky-splitting eagle. But GTN didn't save him either. Since he has launched an attack on me, he is my enemy. GTN never lends a helping hand to his enemies. Soon, about 60,000 to 70,000 ferocious beasts were swallowed up by the sky-splitting eagle. 0. The sky-splitting eagle shouted, and then soared into the sky. Brother G, should we just let it go? Seeing that GTN didn't attack the sky-splitting eagle, Muyushi couldn't help but ask. In her opinion, this is a good opportunity. If you can take the opportunity to kill the sky-splitting eagle, wouldn't that mean you win directly? Elf Girl Shaw also has some doubts. She was not sad that her own people were devoured by sky-splitting eagles. In fact, she was not familiar with that person at all, they just came into the secret realm together. Everything else has nothing to do with it. Just like human relations. The elves will not be sad for a stranger. Hey, just wait and see. GTN did not tell them his thoughts. But if his idea comes true, then he will gain a lot of experience points. We should go. The blades from the 3 major academies have packed their bags and are ready to run away. If it is really as they suspected. Once the sky-splitting eagle successfully advances to the top level of the palace, then I will definitely vent my anger on them. They are all invaders to that overlord. So for the sake of my own life, they naturally chose to run away. As for the palace-level ferocious beast eggs, let's wait until we can save our lives before we talk. When the people from the 3 major colleges moved, those family and city-level casual cultivators also started to move. Despite great reluctance, but in front of the top beast in the palace. It's already pretty good if they can save their lives. How dare you covet the eggs of the top ferocious beast in the palace? I'm afraid I'm tired of living. Soon, all the people watching the battle have disappeared into the vast grassland. And the energy fluctuations above the clouds are becoming more and more violent. The clouds even break up from time to time. This is the 217 speed of normal evolution. Instead of adding 1 experience point like GTN. Instant top quality. Time passes minute by minute. Looking for safety. GTN even asked each wolf king to retreat 50,000 miles with their pack and 2 women. Only GTN and Xiaoyu Tinlong are left here. No wonder GTN is so cautious. Because when every ferocious beast reaches the top of a realm, then its strength will have an explosive growth. Not to mention the palace level 1 who already possesses the power to destroy the world. It will be even more terrifying once it evolves to the top level. The grassland is very peaceful. Everyone seems to be waiting for something. The eastern end of the grassland. The atmosphere is getting more and more depressing. It's about to crush people until they can't breathe. The evolution of the sky-splitting eagle took nearly 3 hours to be truly completed. The moment it's finished, there was a cry that penetrated the sky. The sound is loud and harsh. Almost all the ferocious beasts on the grassland know about it. The overlord of the entire grassland was born. GTN looked serious. He knows. The final battle is coming. The reason why he allowed the sky-splitting eagle to complete its evolution was. Aren't you just waiting for this moment? Isn't it just to wait for it to evolve? The top-level beast crystals in the palace are much more precious than the top-level beast crystals in the palace. The corresponding experience points will be more. GTN will not lose. 5 sheets are comparable to 6 sheets. Chapter 79. Above the sky, clouds are rolling. The sunset imprinted a few burning clouds, turning the horizon into deep red. The afterglow of the setting sun finally illuminates the entire grassland. It seems to bring an end to the grassland. Sudden. The sunset rolls. There seemed to be something swimming and rolling in it. Scatter the colorful clouds in all directions. Shua. A dark figure rushed out of Kayan, and the Kayan broke a big hole when it hit it. Split Sky Eagle. And it has become the top sky-splitting eagle in the palace. Compared to just now, its body is half as big. The body length reaches nearly 200 meters. Equivalent to a 60-story building. It's a real Big Mac. Sharp eyes swept across the grassland and easily spotted GTN and Xiaoyu Sirius. No nonsense. The sky-splitting eagle dives directly towards the howling moon Sirius. The dozens of meters long beak and the accelerating body turned into a drill. Falling from the sky. Point directly at the howling moon Sirius. The speed keeps accelerating. Its body gradually blurred, and then turned into the shape of a meteorite. With the flames that burn the atmosphere. A meteorite with a diameter of 200 meters is about to hit the ground. Enough to imagine. What kind of collision will it cause when it hits the ground? The fire burning on the meteorite dyed half the sky red. Meteor. When he saw the sky-splitting eagle transforming into a meteorite and falling, GTN immediately remembered the skill he just saw. Meteor. Transform into a meteorite the same size as your body and fall from the sky. Extremely destructive. Xiaoyu serious. Berserk. Teleport again. We won't accept this move. GTN immediately thought of a countermeasure. Without hesitation. Howling Moon Sirius went berserk again. Body shape has increased dramatically. It's too late. In fact, the attack of the sky-splitting eagle reached the ground in an instant. And GTN teleported directly to an altitude of 5,000 meters with the violent Howling Moon Sirius. But the attack of the sky-splitting eagle has not disappeared. Instead, it hit the ground hard. Boom, boom, boom. The ground shook 3 times. Then there was a dazzling light on the spot. Boom. The terrifying air wave set off by the impact swept across 100,000 miles in an instant, and was still spreading towards the surroundings at a terrifying speed. Mushroom cloud. This is the first mushroom cloud GTN has seen in this world. A mushroom cloud with light and flame is rising slowly on the grassland. Blooming mushrooms soar to the sky. 10,000 meters straight into the sky. Even people who have reached the edge of the eastern grassland can feel the huge mushroom. Let's go. Go further. People from the 3 major colleges and other people who came here looked back at the blooming mushroom cloud, sweating profusely. Speed up again. This is the strength of the top overlord in the palace. It can be called a portable nuclear warhead. Brother G, will he be okay? Mu Yushi and the elf girl looked at the mushroom cloud rushing into the sky and asked worriedly. Too strong. The top level of the palace is really too strong. It can be called a real destruction of heaven and earth. He is very strong. You must believe in him. Elf girl Sha comforted Mu Yushi. Girls' friendships are weird, even across racial lines. The 2 people who were hostile a moment ago have become good sisters for many years now. Holding each other's hands, praying for GTN. Facing the mushroom cloud emitting huge amounts of heat, GTN once again asked Xiaoyu Sirius to move outward. After a long time, the meteorites on the ground gradually took on the appearance of a sky-splitting eagle. Center it. 5,000 miles of red land. I don't know how many ferocious beasts that didn't have time to escape turned into ashes. From the form of a meteorite to the form of a ferocious beast. The sky-splitting eagle spreads its wings and stirs up the airflow. Soared into the sky again. Looking at each other thousands of miles away from GTN and Xiaoyu Sirius. It was just a greeting gift to its enemy. If you can't even avoid the greeting gift, then it is not in the mood to play with each other. The sky-splitting eagle is very smart. It passes through the orcs. Let GTN's trump cards be exposed one by one, continuously consuming the energy of Xiaoyu Sirius. Till the end, it suddenly appeared. It swallowed countless ferocious beasts and turned them into food for its own evolution. The moment it evolves to the top of the palace, this war can be declared over. Moreover, the other party did not stop its own evolution process at all, which made it very happy. Now, it can be considered that giant silver wolf definitely doesn't have much energy left. It knows a skill like it that can unleash super strength has a time limit. Each time requires a lot of time and energy to replenish. Some can even cause harm to the bodies of ferocious beasts. So, this battle, it will win. The 2 sides didn't stare at each other for too long. In its natural caution, the sky-splitting eagle finally decided to consume its energy first. The moment his energy is exhausted, you win by yourself. Thousands of swords. The sky-splitting eagle activated its skills again without hesitation. Countless feathers fell off instantly. It turned into sharp sword blades and shot towards Xiaoyu Sirius. Countless tenacity tightly surrounds the entire sky, and there is no way to retreat. Howling Moon Sirius, Infinite Wind Sword. Since you choose to go head-to-head, let's do it. GTN sneered. He had already seen through the thoughts of the opposite sky-splitting eagle. Only attack from afar, don't dare to fight at close range. Using the method of consuming Xiaoyu Sirius's energy and then killing him with one blow. But he doesn't know it all. GTN is a man with a system. Are the experience points stored in his system vegetarian? But it just so happens that GTN also needs to consume the opponent's energy zone. Infinite wind blades versus infinite sword feathers. Bump, bump, bump. Countless wind blades and sword feathers exploded after meeting, forming clouds of smoke. Cover both sides. Break through the smoke. Both sides are still sending out endless wind blades and endless sword feathers. Hit from an altitude of 5,000 meters to the ground. Then hit it from the ground to an altitude of 10,000 meters. This is definitely the most intense battle since GTN's awakening. But Xiaoyu Sirius is not only not tired or afraid. On the contrary, I was very excited. The more he fights, the happier he becomes. The bigger, the more exciting. I can't wait to fight the sky-splitting eagle for another 3,000 rounds. Both sides are constantly consuming each other's energy. They all want to consume each other to death. Then win. At the top level of the palace, it is impossible to easily kill a ferocious beast of the same level as yourself. The last thing to fight for is staying power. From the setting moon to the rising sun. 3 whole trips back and forth. The 2 ferocious beasts who are comparable to the top in the palace are still fighting fiercely and are inseparable. But careful Ji Tianming showed that the speed of the sky-splitting eagle and the power of its moves have been gradually decreasing. Chapter 80. The 10th day of entering the secret realm. A battle that lasted for 3 days and 4 nights was finally coming to an end. The sky-splitting eagle's body was left with countless wolf claws and cutting scars. The feathers all over its body were no longer dark and deep, but a little messy. He fluttered his huge wings and stared at the moon, whispering Sirius thousands of miles away. It doesn't understand. Xiaoyu Sirius, who had obviously consumed a lot of energy 3 days ago. How on earth could I still fight with myself for so long? Is its energy inexhaustible? What makes it most confusing is that Xiaoyu Sirius has been in a violent state. This is not a ferocious beast. And Xiaoyu Sirius's silver hair is no longer as dazzling as before. There were also cracked scars on his body. There was even a sword feather on one of the wounds. 3 days and 4 nights of fighting. Even though it has unlimited energy supply, it feels very tired from such a long-lasting war. After all, it is just a top-grade silver beast. Although the strength is comparable to the top of the palace. But its experience is still somewhat lacking. It's just that Xiaoyu Sirius never gave up. It just wants to use the top-level sky-splitting eagle in the palace as its own whetstone. It can already be clearly felt. After this battle is over, it is absolutely certain to become a gold-level beast. 3 days and 4 nights. GTN has been accompanying 683 Xiaoyu Sirius, fighting with him. The tacit understanding between one person and one beast improved rapidly in this battle. Now the 2 sides look at each other. They can clearly understand each other's meaning. Although very tired, but GTN has been honing his strong will. To know, he didn't sleep for 3 days and 4 nights and had to maintain a high-intensity battle. Even a gold-level beast master can't hold it back. But GTN persisted. No one's success comes in vain. They all put in a lot of hard work behind the scenes and experienced extreme pain before they could make progress and gain glory. Confrontation. It keeps going. The 3 major colleges and other human race gathering places are hundreds of thousands of miles away from here. They have been waiting here for 3 days. At the place where they set out. From time to time there were bursts of roaring in the sky. They know. The battle continues. In this case, they can no longer guess the final outcome. This is beyond their capabilities. They are just gold-level beastmasters. Some are even silver-level. But they were shocked by GTN's terrifying staying power. The distant roar sounded again. AIBH, still fighting. The Wolf King has returned to the north. Mu Yushi turned her head and looked east again. Can he hold on? Mu Yushi is worried about GTN. Humans are different from ferocious beasts. A gold-level physique will collapse even after fighting for 3 days and 4 nights. And he is only silver-level. While others were shocked by GTN's fighting prowess, she was concerned about how long GTN could last. He must be very tired. He must be very tired. At this moment, Mu Yushi once again felt regretful for her weak strength. Why is she so weak? Elf girl Shaw walked up to her and stood shoulder to shoulder with Mu Yushi. She is also praying for GTN in her heart. Hope he is safe and sound. Great ancient tree of life. Please bless him. Ha. After another fierce battle, the 2 sides separated again. Facing each other from a distance. Gu. The sky-splitting eagle raised its head and let out a sharp cry, with a trace of cruelty flashing in its cold eyes. It doesn't want to wait any longer. After 3 days and 4 nights of fighting, more than half of its energy has been consumed. It has no time to waste with the enemy. It decided to fight to the death with Xiaoyu Sirius. Either you die or I die. Ouch. Xiaoyu Sirius showed no sign of weakness. It doesn't want to wait any longer. The violent body is constantly gearing up. I want to have a big fight. GTN smiled slightly when he saw Xiaoyu Sirius' impatient look, and turned his head to look at the sky-splitting eagle. He knew that the sky-splitting eagle couldn't bear it any longer. Okay, Xiaoyu Sirius has gained enough experience to evolve to the gold level after this fight with GTN. Then there's no need to wait. Forced to cheer up. GTN's eyes became cold again, but the deep dark circles under his eyes never disappeared. Then I will make it happen for you. The sky-splitting eagle spreads its huge wings that cover the sky. Fast. Pooch. A gentle blow. The body has already appeared thousands of miles away from GTN and the others. Next moment. Split the air. A pair of jet black wings crossed fiercely. 2 black 50-meter-long cross-energy slashes headed towards Xiaoyu Sirius. The world seems to be split in half. 2 huge energy slashes locked onto GTN and Xiaoyu Sirius. No matter how they move, they can't stop this horrific attack. The sky-splitting eagle showed a trace of joy in his eyes when he saw Xiaoyu Sirius, who had no way to hide. It is finally over. The battle for 3 days and 4 nights was already too much for him. The last blow just now has tilted all its energy. It doesn't believe it. Howling Moon Sirius is still alive. It deliberately saves its most powerful move until last. Just for this moment, GTN turned his head and glanced at the terrifying sky-splitting slash behind him that was chasing after them. In fact, GTN always knew that Sky Splitter had reserved his final ultimate move. But, so does he. Who doesn't have the last trump card yet? Howling Moon Sirius. Shooting Moon Aurora. Stop teleporting. GTN decided to face the Sky Splitter directly. Xiaoyu Sirius is already very familiar with GTN and has absolute trust in GTN's orders. Even in this final battle involving life and death, he is still willing to believe GTN. Opening its mouth full of fangs, aimed at the incoming sky-breaking slash. A ray of light that was as subtle as a needle shot out from the mouth of Xiaoyu Sirius, cutting through space and time. As soon as it appeared, it had already penetrated the sky-splitting slash. And it didn't stop at all. The next moment, it penetrated straight through the body of the sky-splitting eagle. But the speed is too fast. It's so fast that it doesn't feel like it yet. Boom. The sky-splitting slash exploded directly in midair. And at this time, the sky-splitting eagle finally felt the pain that penetrated his heart. And that penetrating energy is eroding its flesh and blood at an alarming rate. Make it feel as if there are millions of ants gnawing inside its body. The pain is unbearable. Gu. Finally, it let out a long cry unwillingly. The huge body landed directly on the red ground from an altitude of 10,000 meters. It is finally over. GTN glanced at the lifeless sky-splitting eagle. A smile appeared on the corner of the mouth. Very rare. Very tired too. But it's worth it. He teleported to Xiaoyu Sirius and pounced directly on his back. Next moment, GTN's snoring could already be heard on the wolf's back. Xiaoyu Tinlong, who originally wanted to roar to celebrate his victory, glanced at the tired GTN and held back his open mouth. In order not to disturb GTN's rest, it slowly fell to the ground, quietly lying on the ground and falling asleep. It's also tiring. Once calm was restored, only the wounded and riddled ground tells of the war experienced here. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe.